Hey guys, and welcome back to Schneid's 15. Today we're working on the Suzuki. I got the 97 in the shop here. I'm going to start doing a series of electrical videos on them. We're going to cover voltage regulators, so if you're having charging issues. We're going to cover how to test your coil. We're going to show you what the manual says about the CDI. It's kind of a hard one to test without their tool that they sell you, or that they had back in the 90s. I doubt the dealers these days would even have one. It even says right in the manual that the dealer will do a method of to test your CDI. They can either plug in their Suzuki tool, or they can they'll do the swap out method of swapping the CDI out with a new one. It says that right in the manual, which I thought was pretty funny because they won't sell you one to try. It says that right in the manual too. It says you can't buy one and test it and bring it back. Obviously, that's how all the electronics work, but anyways, I thought that was a little bit funny. So today we're just going to start with coil, and then we're going to move to stator, and then voltage regulator. I'm going to do them all in a different, I'm going to probably make it in a couple different videos so you can pinpoint it, so when people search it they can watch specifically what they want to test. So anyways, we're going to start by testing the coil and showing you how. All you need is a multimeter. I have an auto ranging one, but otherwise you just have to set your RX scale to RX1, I believe, if you don't have an auto ranging meter. So yeah, we'll get started. Your coil is back here, right behind here, so we're going to pull off our seat so then I can get up to the coil. All these tests, you want to make sure, it says right in the manual, that your coil is 20 degrees Celsius or warmer, which is 68 Fahrenheit or warmer, and then we're good to go. And I also want to say, I made up a bunch of these stickers if anybody wants them. I posted it on my channel in my community section, but not a lot of people see that, I'm sure. So in the videos, I'll send them out for just what it costs for shipping. I think it's $2 or something in the States and $1.25 for Canada. So I'll make the stickers up for free, and if you want one, let me know and I'll just charge you for the shipping. So yeah, let's get to pulling this seat off and get to testing the coil. Alright, so just a tip, the manual is going to tell you to pull off your front plastics, possibly your back too, which we all know is not an easy task. So what I was always taught, there's always two ways to skin a cat. 10mm bolt here and here, Phillips head right here. I just took this, anything will work, and I just shimmed out my plastics there. So now, as you can see, we're exposed right there to our coil and all of the stuff that we need to test it, and you can remove it from there if you wish. Alright, so with our coil now exposed, I just got my camera tilted up underneath here. You can see that there's only one wire going to the coil. There's another one right here, but it's just a ground, guys. So you got a white wire with a blue stripe on it. So there's a different variance between the 250 models, the Quadrunner and the King Quad, which I found a little bit surprising. I thought most of the stuff was the same besides some drivetrain stuff. Anyways, the blue and white wire, so we got a primary circuit of our coil and a secondary. So what we're going to do, take off our wire here. There we go. So we got a tab there. So now we're going to check our primary resistance. So we're going to take our meter and set it to ohms. To check our primary resistance of the coil, we have to go between ground and the tab where we just removed our white with a blue tracer wire. So our spec is 0 to 0.5 ohms. So we are going to take, on my ramp meter, it doesn't matter here, you just touch right here, and we're going to touch our ground screw up in here. So I'm at 0.5 there, but I'm on the screw. I'm going to try and get right on the wire. Try and get a good connection here, guys. There, I got a good connection now. I couldn't, there's a little bit of paint on that screw that I was trying to get through, or a little bit of a coating there. So 0.3 ohms, spec is 0 to 0.5, so we're dead on. So that's how to check our primary resistance. So there we go. Now to test our secondary resistance, that's goes to your high tension lead to talk professional, also known as your spark plug wire. So take one lead, throw it in there the best you can, make sure it's got good contact. Take your other lead, and we're gonna go to ground. So we're gonna test on the same post that I did before, because that's where your ground wire attaches. So right there, I'm at 18.17 kilo ohm. So depending what scale your meter displays in, it will either show it in thousands or kilo. So a kilo ohm, 1 kilo ohm is 1,000 ohms. So instead of it, your spec is for an LT 250 is 10,000 to 16,000 ohms, and your spec for the LTF 4-wheel drive X, which is a 300 King Quad, is 12,000 to 20,000 ohms. So I'm reading right at 18.18 kilo ohms, so that's 18,180 ohms. So we're right within spec, and that's good because this thing has spark. So we're done there, guys. Obviously take your spark plug and throw it back on. Throw your tab back on here. It's just a flat spade connector. Slide that over, and we can slide our plastic back into place. I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier than pulling all your plastics apart. My tab was already broken here, so just watch it if yours isn't broken, but throw her back in place, bolt her together, and we're done. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. That was how to test a coil on a Suzuki King Quad 300. As I said when I was doing the testing, the 250s will be the same pretty well. I'll go by my little cheat sheet I made here. So you're on your 250s, your primary resistance between ground and that flat tab was 0 to 0.5 ohms. Your secondary resistance on the 250s is 10,000 to 16,000 ohms, and for the King Quad 300s, they're 12,000 to 20,000 ohms. So yeah, it's a simple procedure. Obviously, you can take off your spark plug wire and put your spark plug in it and put that against ground and turn it over. And according to the manual, it says that you want a fat blue spark. So that was the spec it gave me in the Suzuki manual. I like that. But don't forget that you want it 20 degrees high or higher, because you're gonna have more resistance when stuff gets warm, and that's where they tested it at room temperature. So yeah, that was it. This is the first series on electrical testing on these things. The next one we're gonna move on to is we're gonna go to the stator and do stator testing and show you guys how to diagnose it. The reason I did these resistance tests is that's what it shows in the manual, but also some guys will take their spark plug out, short it against the block, turn it over, and they're not going to get a spark, and they go, oh, it's the coil. Not always. So you can use these resistance tests if you have no spark, and you can see if your coil's all right or not. If you're out of spec, replace the coil and you should have spark. But otherwise, we're gonna move over to the stator here. So stay tuned for the next video, and we'll get to showing you guys how to diagnose the electrical systems on these ATVs. Thanks for watching, guys.
As always, guys, thanks for watching, and please give the channel a like and a subscribe. If my videos interest you, please click on my channel and check out my other videos.